Niger College. Yeah.
Because you know that from here yes,
Yeah, that's the governor. He's here to check some things here in Niger College. Yeah, the governor is on a special call to Niger College. Yeah, Niger College.
I'll bring them here.
And then we can announce it and then just replan the school. Like take out all these buildings, take out all of that. Maybe you didn't have story buildings. Six classrooms, absolutely no more classrooms, never. So we have maybe story buildings with 12 classrooms here, another 12 here, not this time, so we can have access.
Did we take out those two? And they failed?
No, we took out all of this, when we did the design, we take out. These were all six.
Yeah.
And they're replacing them, so we do, because you need to put 2 levels.
Yeah, one suspect.
That space.
And then see whether we can check out those ones too, right? Because you put it to school, you're supposed to see a whole big quadrant before.
Yeah, the government is on a special talk to Niger College. So guys, please share the broadcast. The government is on a special tour of Niger College for massive reconstruction, remodeling to international standards. So please share the broadcast.
People are not saying too much of the bad buildings. But people will see. It's like
Yeah. Yeah, the government administration to Niger College.
Leave that discussion first.
Put it date. Thank
you. We'll go back to you.
Let's go back.
I'll take you back to you.
Right.
We'll just go with this. Okay, Henry.
All right. Your Excellency, we want to understand your vision for this school. Is it based on its articulation? That's why we are here, or?
Ask the commissioner.
All right, Honorable Commissioner.
What was your question?
What is Edo State government vision for this school? We are seeing some structures that are dilapidated, some are under construction, and then we understand there is junior and senior school here. So what's the vision and why are we here?
Okay. His Excellency is here today as part of his own monitoring of some of our secondary schools prior to the state government's infrastructural intervention in our secondary schools across the state. We came to Niger College today because this is a highly populated school. Between the junior section and the senior section, you have close to 3,000 children in this school. And infrastructurally, we want to now come in with what is called smart design. His Excellency has instructed us now to do a proper planning of the school. There has to be a playground, a play area for the students to engage in sporting and other athletic activities. And then also in this school, since our Edo Star teachers were recruited, this school, Niger College, does not have any teacher vacancy. So that's good news. So the next focus for this school now is the infrastructure.
What about the disarticulation? Why are they coexisting? Still coexisting?
Yes, so the articulation is being done in phases. Beginning in September, we are going to be seeing schools that are physically disarticulated, and then schools like Niger College, where there aren't any existing schools or primary schools or vacant land in the area. This whole area is quite built up. So we are going to think up another solution. But in the next couple of months, the Ministry of Education is going to be publishing the list of all our secondary schools and how they will be disarticulated so that the public is well informed.
So let's backtrack a little to the population of the school. You, on the one hand, are complaining about the population, and now we want to put up playgrounds, we want to put up gyms. Is it not rather focus on giving them more buildings for them to be spaced out?
Just to clarify, I didn't complain about the population, I just gave you the data. And part of what we are doing, like I said, smart design. If you look at the building now, if you look at the school compound, you see that the buildings are clustered. So we are going to raise some two-story building. We're just going to rearrange the space, all right? So we are still going to be able to fit more classrooms in here, but done in a way that is more functional for the students.
So what's the time frame for all this? We want to raise some of the buildings, two-story building, we want to space some of. What is the time frame for all this?
Well, the time frame is ongoing. Some will be able to do before the end of this administration. Other people will continue. But for Niger College, His Excellency is committed to selected schools. We're going to start very quickly with the design. Edo GIS is here. His Excellency has already told the MD that they need to come up with the survey coordinates of this school. So all of this won't take more than 2 or 3 weeks. And then we start the process of the
Mr. Governor, for the past, today it makes it 3 days.
Yes.
For 10 days running, you have been inspecting projects. I think there's a statement we are trying to make like that.
Well, as we head towards the last lap of our administration, we want to make sure that everything we set out to do we complete. So, since the elections are over, the focus now is to go around and check to make sure that all the projects we embarked on and started are on course, and they should be completed before we leave. And also to just check our priorities again. As you know, for this government, we've always said that one thing we'd like to be remembered for is that we reenacted education in Edo State. We have restructured basic education. That is the foundation from P1, primary 1, now through JSS 3. These children are going to move beyond JSS 3 to secondary school. So we have to start the process of also restructuring our secondary schools. Unfortunately, the federal government policy on secondary schools is very weak and unclear. So whereas for basic education, we have the Universal Basic Education Act, and fund helps us support funding of infrastructure and some other activities at the basic level. It does not exist for secondary. So what we as a state have now decided, part of our policy of tinkering, is that we have to look for money to begin the process of rebuilding our secondary schools. By starting with selected ones, those ones that have high population. We want to make sure that the infrastructure is rebuilt, make sure that they have adequate teaching staff, make sure that we introduce technology into these schools. And this will have to be funded by the state. Unfortunately, we don't have financial support from the federal government in doing this. So one of the things we will do is, unfortunately, step back using our C4 model and funds. And rather than build more C4 roads, we want to use C4 money going forward to build our secondary schools. We want to start and see how many we can complete before the end of this administration, but also have a roadmap for subsequent administrations on how to make sure that our secondary and technical schools are built. We have a plan to rebuild them. It's going to be a tough task, but we have started. And this is why we're here today, starting with Niger College. It's a very unique school, has a long tradition of education, but unfortunately, it's also suffered crisis of internal migration. So this school, you find a lot of parents, particularly from the Oriental axis, send their children to this school without care. So we have migrant students sometimes living alone and not being cared for at home and not being cared for in school. So we are, these are some of the issues we are looking at as we tinkering with and restructuring the whole educational system in Edo State.
So will Edo State government be considering having a boarding school for this?
I think for now, let us just make sure we're able to have a proper secondary school that's functioning before we now go to the next stage of how to board and care for them out of school.
Hello, sir.
Thank you.
I'm having a question in area of school sport development. Because if you look around this...
That's part of why we're here, to make sure that we reposition the buildings in the school to create space for these children to have extracurricular activities. Right now, there's no physical space. People, were more concerned about contracts for buildings, and they didn't care as to where the buildings should be placed. I mean, how can you just build a classroom in the middle of a playground? I mean, because people never cared. And these are the same people who dare to criticize what we're doing today. It's only here in a society like this, people like that can even talk. Come here, look at, just see. They abandoned buildings that could have been refurbished because in the name of getting new contracts, look at what they've done.
Outside that, sir.
So guys, So guys, thank you very much. Watch out for more updates. Reporting live from Niger College for massive inspection and reconstruction. The governor is committed in changing the negative narrative about education in Edo. God bless Governor Godwin Obaseki. We will continue to lend our support. Please, thank you. I want to say thank you, everyone. Please share the broadcast to every platform. Let them see and know what our neighbor government is doing. God bless you. Watch out.